she said she doesn't have a pussycat in the UK. As it turns out, she has more than a pussycat.
At the tail end of April, the United Kingdom sanctioned the Speaker of Parliament, Anita, who is accused of having received relief items meant for the vulnerable people in Karamoja. Also sanctioned are former Ministers for Karamoja Affairs, Goreti Kitutu and Agnes Nandutu. Days later, during a plenary sitting, Among rebuked the UK for the unilateral decision, insinuating that it bears no effect.
Travel ban and freeze of assets. I am told I have so many assets in UK and a lot of accounts in UK. Unfortunately, I've only been in UK once. I don't even have a postcard in UK.
In effect, the Speaker has called the British High Commissioner a liar. That's the total sum of the Speaker's remarks, because the British High Commission is saying, you own properties in the UK. And she says, I don't.
A leaked letter supposedly signed by President Museveni emerged calling for a probe into Anita Among's possessions in the UK. Museveni indicates in a letter that the information was divulged to him by the British High Commissioner to Uganda. In a brief telephone call, the Deputy Inspector General of Government, Anne Muhairwe, confirmed that they were preparing to deliver a report to Museveni on the matter.
The question of someone owning property in a foreign country is something we don't even need to be debating, because each and everybody of us should actually aspire, especially if you want to build wealth, to own property in another economy, considering that we're in a global economy, but also that the economy you are in Uganda is a bit unpredictable.
Human rights lawyer Nicholas Opiyo is certain that the information provided to President Museveni by the British High Commission at Uganda bears truth.
These countries don't take decisions on a whim. The British High Commissioner cannot lie to the President. The risk of lying and being found out is just too grave a risk for her to undertake. The assumption then is that they're right, that they've done their due diligence in their countries. They have systems that checks and knows who owns which property. We assume that they acted diligently.
Has the Speaker been declaring all these assets, including what she owns in the UK, when she's doing her annual declarations to the IGG? If that is not the case, then she is in breach. And I think we don't even need to debate this.
Both Opiyo and Job Kija, a governance expert, say Among could be in trouble with the President if she did not declare the properties in accordance with the Leadership Code Act. Opiyo argues that if it turns out that Among breached the Leadership Code Act, she could suffer severe consequences.
The ultimate is that she either becomes vulnerable and at the mercy of the appointing authority or her party, the NRM, or ultimately loses her seat as a member of Parliament, because non-declaration of assets is a violation of the Leadership Code Act. And the punishment for it is lose your seat. You don't just lose your seat, you actually lose even the right to contest for public office. It happened to John Ken Luchamuzi. It is possible, if this turns out to be true, she could lose her seat.
She can be impeached, and I am sure, at least from what you're hearing in the corridors of Parliament, it seems when the MPs also saw this extravagance that has been exposed by the parliamentary exhibition and even the sanctions in the UK, a lot is really coming out that is shocking the MPs. I am so convinced that MPs are in that position where they can actually impeach her.
It all comes at a time when National Unity Platform President Robert Chagulanyi claims to be behind the sanction pressure.
We are glad to report to you that our cries, your cries, are finally being listened to and responded.
However, the experts say that there could be a backdoor diplomatic negotiations to have the sanctions lifted, but they are quick to argue this could take time to achieve. Jackson Onyango, NTV.